Sometimes, life has a way of humbling people in the most unexpected moments. A man who thought he had it all. A simple stranger who didn't seem to belong, and an encounter that would change everything. Inside one of the most powerful corporate buildings in the city, a businessman, confident and proud, locked eyes with someone he assumed was out of place. He didn't know who he was looking down on. Not yet. But within moments, his arrogance would backfire in the most humiliating way imaginable. Because the man he was underestimating was Keanu Reeves. What happened next left the entire room speechless, and by the end of the day, one man would walk away with his pride shattered, while the other would once again prove that true strength doesn't need to be loud. It simply speaks for itself. Before we begin, let us know where you're watching from. And if you love stories like this, don't forget to subscribe, because we have more special stories waiting for you. The towering corporate skyscraper stood tall, its glass windows reflecting the dazzling city lights. Inside, power thrived. This was where fortunes were built, where high-stakes deals were made, and where egos reigned supreme. The lobby buzzed with activity. Dark suits, polished shoes, the rhythmic tapping of expensive heels against the marble floor. Everyone moved with purpose, their conversations laced with authority. And then, there was him. Keanu Reeves walked through the crowd, an undeniable presence despite his quiet demeanor. He wasn't trying to stand out, yet he did, in the most effortless way. He wasn't dressed like the others, no tailored suit or expensive watch. Just a simple, well-fitted gray t-shirt, worn-out boots, and a quiet confidence that didn't demand attention. It earned it. He carried himself with ease, moving through the space as if completely unaware of the judging stares cast his way. Most people didn't recognize him at first, but James Whitmore did. Well, not exactly. James was the embodiment of corporate success. Navy blue suit, tailored to perfection, gold cufflinks, a silk tie knotted just right. He walked not with confidence, but with entitlement, the kind of man who believed the world owed him respect simply because of his position. He adjusted his tie, catching sight of Keanu standing in the same first-class corporate space as him, and immediately a smirk curled onto his lips. James didn't know who Keanu was, but he had already decided what he was. He stepped into Keanu's path, stopping him. "Excuse me," James said, his tone dripping with condescension. "Are you lost?" Keanu halted, his face unreadable. "I have a meeting here." James raised an eyebrow. "Here, in this building?" He let out a small chuckle, shaking his head. "Buddy, do you even know where you are?" Keanu nodded politely. "I do." James sighed, giving Keanu the kind of look a man gives a stray dog that wandered into a five-star hotel. He glanced at his expensive watch, then back at Keanu's boots, his casual stance. "Look," James said, voice dropping to a whisper. "This building is for serious business professionals, not whatever it is you do." A few nearby employees paused, their curiosity piqued. Some had already recognized Keanu. They exchanged glances but said nothing, waiting to see what would happen next. But James, he still had no idea. Keanu's lips curled into the faintest smile. "I appreciate your concern, but I think I'll be fine. You know, Keanu Reeves is more than just an actor. When people talk about him, they don't just mention his action scenes, his legendary movie roles, or the characters that made him a Hollywood icon. No, what really makes Keanu stand out is who he is when the cameras aren't rolling. Unlike many celebrities who fully embrace the privileges of fame, Keanu stays grounded. He takes the subway like any regular person. He stops to chat with fans on the street, treating them like old friends. He spends his own money on gifts for his film crew, making sure they feel valued. And through it all, he carries himself with the same humility and kindness that people rarely expect from someone of his status. And that's exactly why it's so frustrating to see someone like him being underestimated. Of all people, Keanu is the last person who deserves to be treated with disrespect. But let's be honest, this isn't just about Keanu, because no one deserves to be judged based on their appearance or their assumed status. No one. At the end of the day, true character isn't measured by what you own. It's measured by how you treat others. James crossed his arms, his smirk widening. All right, let's see how long it takes before security asks you to leave. And just then, a voice cut through the room. "Mr. Reeves!" All heads turned. The elevator doors slid open, and the company's CEO stepped out, his face lighting up the moment he spotted Keanu. James's smirk vanished instantly. The most powerful person in the building strode forward, an expression of genuine admiration on his face. He walked straight past James. "It's such an honor to finally have you here, sir." The energy in the room shifted. Employees stood still, watching in stunned silence. James felt his confidence collapse. The CEO reached out, shaking Keanu's hand firmly. "Thank you for taking the time to meet with us," he said. "We've all been looking forward to this." James's stomach dropped. The man he had just belittled, the one he had laughed at, wasn't just welcome here, he was a VIP. The CEO turned, addressing the employees. "Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Reeves is our most important guest today. Make sure to treat him with the respect he deserves." James's face burned with humiliation. He opened his mouth to speak, but no words came out. Keanu turned slightly, his eyes locking onto James. That same calm smile. "I guess now you know whether I belong here or not." James swallowed hard, looking down. For the first time, he questioned his own arrogance. Keanu nodded politely, then followed the CEO toward the elevator, leaving James standing there, speechless, humiliated, and forever changed. Life has a way of exposing true character. In a world where power often overshadows humility, many mistake arrogance for strength. But real strength isn't about belittling others. It's about lifting them up. Respect, kindness, and humility never go out of style. True greatness isn't measured by wealth, titles, or status. It's measured by how you treat people, especially those who have nothing to offer you in return. At the end of the day, it's not what you own that defines you, it's who you are when no one is watching. Because in life, the real measure of success isn't standing above others, it's standing beside them.